My name's Isaac. I'm here with Snowball Esports at the OPL studio. Just speaking to only after the Chiefs got what is really an upset victory over Bombers, putting them ahead in the tiebreakers against the team and just one win behind the leading squad. So only, I guess, what's your initial reactions on the game?
Okay, initial reactions is that I can't even explain. I'm actually really, really ecstatic right now. I was really happy with how I personally played the early game, but I was also happy with how my teammates that weren't so happy with the early game. It's kind of like Brandon had a really rough early game, but I'm really happy with how he came back into the game and had the most clutch freaking shockwave for the last team fight I've ever seen. So yeah, I was really happy that we kind of we all carried each other in different parts of the game, and that was really good to see. So
Yeah, awesome. So I know on cast, one of the guys said in the middle of the game that you were having one of those superstar performances.
Okay.
I think you got out to about 6 kills quite early on, and you were kind of dominating the tempo of that. Was that kind of the game plan going in, or was that something that kind of you just slipped into as the game went on?
Okay, so for those that don't know, I do play a lot of Kindred in solo queue. It's pretty much my highest win rate and my most played. But I was actually really confident going into this game, literally in Champion Select. We had jungle last pick, so I was able to counter pick whatever they had. And I didn't really understand it. I still don't, but they blind picked Talia. And in my eyes, Kindred does really well into that. There's a lot of pressure for Talia to perform early because I pretty much just outscale her in the mid and the late game and pretty much deny everything that she wants to do. So yeah, I was super confident, just in champions alone. So I'm really happy that Tim drafted me the Kindred because Kindred's a sick champion. Yeah.
Do you think we'll be seeing more of Kindred as the rest of the weeks go on and into the gauntlet as well then?
Okay, without giving away too much, I would hope that my coach lets me play Kindred more. Yeah, if teams don't ban it and I am allowed to pick the Kindred, it looks good, I will absolutely be picking it. Yeah.
Awesome. So I guess the next thing is you guys and the Bombers have played 3 times now. There's still about 5 games to go, but you guys have picked up 2 of the wins against them. How does that make you feel as Gauntlet kind of begins to loom? People begin to talk about the fact that the grand final could potentially be you guys versus Bombers, and obviously it's over a lot of time, but you've taken that best of 3 against them.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel about potential victories in the last game?
So I'm really happy that we have the positive win rate versus what a lot of people are calling the best team in the league. That feels good to have 2 wins against them. At the same time, I'm a little bit upset that we have dropped wins elsewhere, so that I guess from here on it's sort of up to fate. We still need Bombers to lose a game to get that first seed guaranteed into the finals, but it's definitely a huge confidence boost. For if we do make the finals, that we've already beaten this team twice out of 3. They should be the ones afraid of us. So that feels really good. Yeah, for sure.
Do you feel like there's a possibility that in the next 2 rounds and 5 games, you guys could steal that first seed spot?
Well, I mean, that's up to Bombers and how confident they are into the rest of the teams. But I think teams like Avant, Mammoth, even Order, man, they can take games from the higher up teams, just out of nowhere. So there's always that chance that Bombers do slip. There's a chance that we slip as well, but I'm really confident going into the next 2 weeks. So yeah.
I guess on a personal level as well, at the end of last split, you and the legacy team kind of came into the gauntlet off the back of quite a good run, and then you kind of had that little bit of a miracle path through there. For you coming in as potentially one of the top seeds, first if Bombers slip or second if the standings stay how they are, does that kind of change anything for you heading into the finals?
I don't think it, if I had to run the gauntlet, I'd be ready to do it. It honestly does not affect me. I've been on teams that have no expectation of succeeding at all. So to be on this team where the expectation to succeed is there, you would think that would give you more pressure, but for me that just brings up my confidence. I have good players that are expected to perform well. I've seen them in scrims. I know how they play. They're really good. So I'm super confident. Yeah, for sure.
Do you feel like the Chiefs squad could be the team to represent the OPL at MSI at the end of the split?
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt. I think we would be. Well, I mean, hopefully, we see when the finals comes, but I think that the Chiefs will be the best team. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. And I guess.
Sorry, I'm hyped up right now. But
no, that's fine. Is that the feeling with everybody in the team? Like after that win, I could hear a lot of yelling and
So
screaming.
we had a lot of nervous players. Like, okay, we prepared so much for this game, and we had a lot of nervous players, like beforehand and even during. So like, just to win the game and get that all off the chest and like basically, celebrate it now. It feels like amazing. That's how everyone feels. Yeah.
I guess I think the loudest the building's been all day was in that final team fight when Swiper got into the back line and there was that big burst. In that moment when it kind of looked like you guys had the victory, what were you thinking?
Okay, well, I was a bit sad like at the beginning because I like inted. I like pretty much died at Baron. Like Baron just 100-0'd me, and so my teammates like 4v5-1. So I was sad at first, but then when they won the team fight, I was like, holy shit, like this is amazing. Like I was really, really happy. Yeah, super stoked.
A little bit of a let off with the Baron.
Yeah. And like whenever we're winning a team fight, not just in this game, but like in any game, like Swiper and Raze are always so loud. It's really funny. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. I guess just finally, there's a couple of weeks left, and we'll head into the gauntlet and we'll see where that goes. But at this position now, do you have a message for the Chiefs fans that have been watching on, and I guess only fans that are going to see you coming into the gauntlet at a little bit of a higher level?
Okay, well for the only fans, I hope I can give you more Kindred, Lisa, and Italy. Those are my favorite champs, and I think they're pretty cool to watch. And for the Chiefs fans, it's pretty, like normal, but like thank you for supporting, thank you for watching, and I hope we do you guys proud.